Beneath towering palaces and polished marble halls, an empire once basked in a golden light, its banners flowing like fire through the skies. Its kings celebrated as divine, its armies marching as if destiny lay beneath their feet. The people believed in greatness, in permanence, in a world that could never break. And yet, deep within that very grandeur, a quiet decay began to coil like smoke behind a painted wall. This was not the fall that comes from battle alone. It began with silence. Whispers behind closed doors, greed slipping through fingertips once filled with purpose, and ambition that lost its meaning. Empires do not collapse in a single night. They dissolve, soul by soul, forgotten promise by forgotten promise. In one forgotten capital, a merchant sat beside a broken fountain, where water once flowed in tribute to a benevolent ruler. Now moss crept over the marble lions, and coins no longer sang when they struck the stone basin. Father spoke of trade routes so full, the scent of spices lingered for miles. Now silence hovered like dust. No one stole anymore, not because of law, but because there was nothing left to steal. He had once believed in the empire, believed it could never die. Now he watched it rot, not with fire, but with indifference. That was the first secret. It is not enemies who end great empires, but forgetfulness from within. In the once glorious Senate, where debates once stirred crowds into thunderous applause, voices faded into self-congratulating echoes. Nobles dressed in silk imported from distant lands, yet the roads outside crumbled beneath the weight of neglect. Justice turned into spectacle, and truth became entertainment. The empire's soul drifted further from the people who once believed in its mission. Generals who had once fought for survival now paraded through cities for applause, their medals gleaming brighter than the futures of the soldiers behind them. The army grew fat with pride, but thin with loyalty. When hardship knocked again, there were few who remembered why they had fought at all. In the alleyways, a poet wrote on the back of torn linen, his words trembling with pain. He had seen too much glory turn to spectacle, faith turn to superstition, and love of country turned to love of wealth. He walked through empty temples where priests once chanted the names of gods, now replaced by merchants selling relics with no meaning. The people didn't believe anymore, not in gods, not in kings, not in tomorrow. Nation cannot stand when its heart has stopped beating, and yet no one mourned. They only moved on, as if the death of something so vast could go unnoticed. This was not a war. This was slow death in broad daylight. This was what the fall of an empire truly looked like, not fire raining from the skies, but a million small betrayals. A bridge never repaired. A mother turned away at the city gates. A leader who stopped listening.